السلام عليكم. رمضان كريم. كيف حالكم اليوم? Today is the second, it's a continuation of last time lecture. Last time lecture was about trigonometry, chapter 5, trigonometry 1. We have 3 chapters. Chapter 5, trigonometry 1. Chapter 6, trigonometry 2. Chapter 7, trigonometric functions. Alright? Now, in trigonometry 1, there are 3 videos. We did the first one. This is second video. What is in the second video? More practice questions, or let's say more practical questions. So I'm going to give you 2 examples. Those examples are in your notes, in your lecture notes. I'm going to solve them and finish. So, this chapter, all the question about right angle triangles. All right? When you solve the question with me, you can pause me, stop me, وقف, and then think about what you have to do next. All right? And when you finish, then continue. Use your notes properly. What's the first example talks about? I'm reading this from your lecture notes. All right? We're going to start with question number 12 first. Question number 12. We're having 2 ladders. This is a ladder, that's another ladder. Okay? The first ladder has an inclination of, I don't know, I need to find. While the second ladder has an inclination with the horizontal with 34 degrees. If I am standing here, looking there, so this angle is called, it has a name called angle of elevation. That's what I need to find. I can call it theta, I can call it x, I can call it anything I want. This is called also, let's say you are far away for some distance, and this guy here, or whoever it is, looking at that point here with an angle of elevation 34. So I can call it an angle inclination or an angle of elevation. Angle, it's good to see this word of inclination. زاوية الميلان مع الhorizontal. Or some people can give it a name, an angle of elevation. An angle elevation, it's coming from elevator. When you elevate, it goes up. So, those 2 ladders are leaning on that wall. My target is to find theta. So we have many things we can find. Now think about it. How many triangles do we have here? I could have one triangle like that. I could have another triangle like that. Or I could have a big triangle. This is right angle because the wall, and that's one right angle, but this has never been right angle. So how can I find it? How can I think? First, you can do it in many different ways. But we have taken rules that are related to right angle triangles only. We knew how to find Pythagoras theorem. Some people call it Pythagorean theorem. We also need to know how to use the basic trigonometric ratios, sine, cosine, tangent. Quick review. This is sine, this is cosine, and that's theta. If this is theta, that's the opposite, that's the adjacent, that's the hypotenuse. We talked about this in video number 1 in this group. So my advice, you know these by heart, you know how to use them, you'll be okay. We won't give this in any exam or any quiz because these are basic for engineering. Actually, many sciences, even sometimes in medicine, even in many sciences, we need these things. Anyway, so guys, let's think about how can I tackle such a question. We only took rules, taken rules about right angle triangle. So I can make 2 triangles from here. I want this. I only have this angle. This side, sorry. But nothing else. I cannot find it. It's hopeless. Because if I look at it, look, I'm having 12. I need this. I have nothing else. I need one thing more. I could either have this side or this angle, but I have neither. That's not a good choice to start with. How about get used to think out of the box? This is always right angle. Usually this is called the height of the wall. I can give it a name. H. But I know this is 18. 12 is here. Don't draw it. And that's 34 degrees. So I made a simple free body diagram. Free body diagram. You will hear about this in statics and in dynamics and strength of materials. Lots of engineering things in civil, mechanical. They use these basic techniques. So I can use this ladder to go up. Not good for my back. But I can use this ladder, go up. It's a bit further. Angle is less. When the angle is less, the gradient is less. What do you mean by gradient? The slope. What do you mean by slope? It means when you go up the stairs, you feel a little relaxed. But when you go up this one, it's going to be heavy. Very hard for the back. So, the steeper it is, the more angle it is. Here, the less steep, which is slope, we did it in chapter 1, then the angle must be less. So, common sense. If I find this angle is being 30, 31, 28, is that correct? No way. You can't. Since this is steeper, this angle is going to be more than that. 40, 50, 60, I don't know. So this is the first way you have to think. You have to have some common sense. Trust me. All right. Why should I need the height? Well, I just put it like that. How about if I need this? Which one you want to find first? I can find that or I can find this. So let me find X and I'll tell you why. Because I know why. First, before you find it, should I use sine, cosine, or tangent? No, don't think like this. I am giving you an angle, or I need to find an angle. What is that called? This side is called opposite. By default, quickly, the longest side, that's called hypotenuse. Therefore, that's called the adjacent. I think first, I think that, then last. Now, I decided I would like to find this one first. Why? You can find H first, it doesn't matter. So what relates this to that? Adjacent to hypotenuse. Cosine. Therefore, I will write the trigonometric ratio. I'm calling this angle 34 in degrees. It's the opposite or adjacent. The adjacent, I call it adjacent X, and the hypotenuse is 18. You substitute the right amount in the right name. Don't mix up. Cross multiply. What do you mean by cross multiply? Just say that over 1. Cross multiply. This time that. 18 cosine 34. Some people like to do it like this. No problem. Some people like to put the X here. It doesn't matter. This is 18 times. You want to put like this? It's okay. It doesn't matter how you write it. Just make sure you write what you like. And neat. Okay. If you use your calculator, all right, I hope I'm right. Am I sine or cosine here? I'm using cosine, all right. Sine 1834, it's about 10.1. These are all dimensions in meters, so we put this in meters. Guys, the good thing about it, that I made a mistake, I will make a mistake in today's lecture. The smart guy will find out where is that mistake. Not in the concept, maybe in the multiplication. Maybe I should have said cos over 18. You should think about it. Okay, because if you get it right, then you have a bonus in the class. Only ACK students. Don't call me from USA and tell me I need my bonus. I will tell you, happy Halloween. All right, guys. Gentlemen. We just found that one. What am I looking for? I'm looking for that angle. Do you think finding that helped me? Yeah, Ustad, you're wasting the time. Well, you have to learn. Which would be better? If I'm looking for that angle, look. I'm looking for that angle. Let me call it theta. I don't have this. I only have that. But I don't have this. I don't have this. This is called waste of energy. You have to think and then decide. It would be smarter if you find H. Some people said, why? Because you already have the 12. Because you already have the H. I want to find the H. If I find the H, I can find the angle. Can't I? So, but guess what? there is something beautiful. This h is the same as this h. Find it the height from here, use the height here, you can find theta. So this is called waste of time. Oh, you want to find it? Fine, find it. No problem. These are called real life problems. You have to think, you have to design, you have to put the rules, you have to see how you apply the rules. A smart person who applied the rules right away. We did not take other non-right angle triangle rules, so don't tell me, but I know it from long time. Till now, we haven't done it. So how about instead of doing this, now, I have the opposite, I have the hypotenuse. Oops, the sine. So now, sine theta equals the opposite over the hypotenuse 18. But I know what's the angle. The angle is already given to me. What is it? 34 degrees. And if you cross multiply again, h equals 18 sine 34. And the answer is about 10.1 meters. So the concept wasn't wrong from the beginning, but I put the wrong answer, the wrong number, but that's not the mistake I'm looking for. So you have to think about the common sense. You have no common sense, I'm sorry, you will have problems. Now I find h. I find h, which is the height of the wall. I put the height here. I have the opposite again. My God, that's nice. And I have the hypotenuse. I can also use sine rule. But we used sine rule twice. So what? So, sine theta that I'm looking for is the opposite, which is 10.1, over the hypotenuse. Okay, I use the same rule, but not the same calculation. What do I mean by that? If I'm looking for theta, you can find 10.1 over 12 if you wish. Look, some people, I don't like to find it now, but if you have a name and you have got a 10.1 divided by 12, wow, it's a big number. I will not use it because it's rounded. Don't round it, it's not exact. So what would you do in this case? If I'm looking for theta, it means I'm going backward. So you have to use the inverse rule of theta. So to find theta, inverse sine of, and you go to your calculator, shift sine, the calculator will open bracket for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to put here 10.1 over 12. Go to your calculator, try it. I will count until maybe 10 seconds. Show me what you got. All right, so I'm going to use a calculator now. Shift and sine. 10 divided by 12, close the bracket. My answer is 57.3 degrees. The answer is how much? 57.3165. Let's round it to one decimal place. So as I said, the ladder looks steeper because it's coming closer to the wall. The angle was 34 because it was very far. As the ladder coming closer and closer, the angle gets bigger and bigger. That's true. All right? So guys, you got to do the logic. If you cannot have the logic, I'm very sorry. You cannot go. So that's a practical question from real life. It's in your notes. Example 11-12. It's on page 14. My advice, before you start doing it, read the question twice. Enjoy the reading. If you don't enjoy the reading, then you are copying the question because you will never see the same question in anybody's quiz or in any assignment or nothing. Now, let's look at the second question. This one is in the page just before it. It's called example 10, but it's in page 13. All right? What does the question say? Here we have a BC building, a building called BC, all right? And has a tall or has a height of 30 meters. On the top of that building, you have maybe, let's say, a flagpole on the top of the building. It's called DC. So we have 3 points, and those points are coming on a straight line. And this straight line is perpendicular to the ground. All right? Now what is he saying here? I could be staying here, so that if I'm here, I can label myself like little x. I'm looking at the top of the building with an angle of elevation of 31. Okay? Why you ask me, why you need the angle elevation of that point? Why? Because if I want to find the height of this flag, there's no way I go in the building and bring a big meter and measure it. I will fall down. It's windy, especially if you have Al-Hamra Tower. You want to go up there and measure a little height of a pole? No way. So you stay on the floor with your theodolite as an engineer or maybe a surveyor, you can use it. In a matter of minutes, you can calculate the height exactly to the nearest 1 decimal or 2, or you can use computerized theodolite or lots of machines you can use. So he looked again with the same spot, same distance from here, and he looked at that point and he found out the top of the flag is 37 degrees. So what is the question? He wants to know what is the height of the flag. Shall we give it a name? So this flag, let's call it H from here to here. You don't like to call it H, you can call it X, you can call it anything you want. So now again, we could have 3 triangles. We could have that triangle. What is the name of that point? I believe is A. I can double check down your nose, it's an A. This is called probably ABC. Should I start with that? Oh no, why don't I start with that? It's called ABD. No, I'm not that smart. Maybe I should think about that triangle, which is called ACD. Now you have to have the common sense. I'm looking for that piece. I know I have this 30. I don't know this distance. I know this is 30. And this one, the angle is 37, and this one is that 31. What's common between them? This is 30, this is 30. This is not the same. The hypotenuse is not the same. Why hypotenuse? Because those are right degrees. This side here and this side, they have the same name and the same length. How about that one? I know this angle is about 6. I don't know this. I don't know this. I don't know this. My God, there is nothing I know. So don't try to be smart. We haven't taken cosine rule, sine rule, the one in chapter 6 yet. So forget about this. Now, which one should go first? If I go this one, I can use opposite over hypotenuse, but I don't have that one. That's giving me a little bit hard time. Why don't I use this one? What do I need to find? If I find this, I'm going to call it X from here to here, which is supposed to be the same as this. I find this from here, I come here, I can use this with that. But when you use this with that, you're going to give this a name. You can give it a Y. And guess why? If I'm looking for little h, which is from here to here, this h comes from where? From the whole height, 30 plus h, which is called y. Subtract from it what? The 30. So that's called y. I just named it. When you find it, take away this. You got this left. You have to have a plan. No plan, sorry. All right, so this is my target. I find y, I have it, subtract 30 from it, then I can find h. But I cannot find y directly. So what is the first step? Find x. So look at triangle ABC. Guys, make the sketch. Free by the sketch, no need for rulers. Put what's known. Or you can say, yeah, it's called ABC. This is ABD. All right? What do I have? I have the opposite. Lovely. I have here something called adjacent, not hypotenuse. Be careful. What is that called? Hypotenuse. Do I need it? No. Don't touch it. So now, what relates opposite to adjacent? You gotta know this. Some people say, but you have in the notes, you gave us a song called Ch5. Wow. If you remember that, then those will be no need for it. Why? What do I have here? I have the opposite and the adjacent. This is opposite. This is adjacent. I had them together. So look at two letters together. Then I'm going to use the T. T goes for tangent. So the tangent of any angle, 31, I'm looking where here, is the opposite over the unknown x. Wow. Cross multiply x tangent 31 equals 30. But I want x, I don't want that. Divide both sides. Tangent by 31 degrees, and here you got to do the same. All tangent 31 goes with that. So what is x? Use your calculator. Come on guys, push yourself, you can do it. I did my homework yesterday. Did I do it right? Yeah. I'm very smart. 49.9. I'm saving myself some time. It's in meters. Yes, it's the height meters. Okay. So step number 1. I broke the ice. I did something I need. I did not waste my time by doing that. You could wasting time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need to look at the second graph. I already have this now. I can write it here if I want. Some people will put 50. In real life, don't round, because every extra meters in life, every extra centimeters, if you're talking about restraint, it costs millions. It means you are a thief, so don't round. Depends on where you round. Anyway, if I am looking at which triangle? ABD. ABD. The whole triangle. ABD. All of it. Okay? I have, this is called opposite. Wow. It's true. I have that already called adjacent. I don't need that. I know it's called hypotenuse, but why should I write? If I write, I have to think about it. Don't write it. Now, what relates opposite? The same again. Do you mean that every question I have to use sine, tan, cot? No. You're lucky. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I use the tangent, again, tangent of 37 degrees is the opposite over the hypotenuse. Actually, the opposite is y. Let me clean that one. It looks messy. By the way, I already made the mistake somewhere, but I'm not going to tell you where. The opposite is called y, and the adjacent called 49.9. Always cross multiply. If you cannot see it, when you have two fractions, numerator, denominator, on both sides of the equation, don't say if we have 3. That's different. And I told you that. These are basic skills. Cross multiply, you're so lucky. Because in this case, y equals 49.9 and times it by tangent 37 degrees. And the answer, hopefully, is about 37.6. 37.6 meters. All right? I'm rounding my answers always to the nearest 1 decimal place. To 1 decimal place. Beautiful. I'm done. I know the whole height of the building, including the flag. But I already know what is the building height. So if I'm looking for this height of the flag, simply look at that rule. If I'm looking for h, then take the whole height, 37.6, subtract the 30 from the 37, and then you are about 7.6. Go to your calculator, meters. So the height of DC, the height of the pole, is 7.6 meters high. And that's the answer I'm looking for in part A. The whole thing is a real practical questions. So don't waste your time in trying to say, can I do it other way? Yes, you could be, but in this case, that's the best I can. All right? Maybe sometimes in some question in the exam, they ask you, find this. Give it a name. So it doesn't matter. As far as you can use sine, cosine, tan, you are okay. One last part about this question. Part B. What does part B say? If you read the question, they are looking for the obtuse angle ACD. Where is the obtuse? What do you mean by obtuse? An obtuse angle is an angle more than 90 but less than 180. We will focus on these details in chapter 7. This is 5, 6, 7. 7 is the most important thing for all engineering. So these are the basics. Be there. I'm looking for that angle. I can call it what? Z. By the way, I know this angle is 31. So if this 31, how much is that? Angles add up to 180. Therefore, those two angles add up to 90. So if you look at the triangle ABC, this is 31, this is 90, so I am sure I can find this. I can call it alpha. They all add up to what? To 180. So 90 plus 30, 121. I'm looking for alpha. So what's 180 minus 121? 60, which is 59. That's not what I want. I'm looking for the angle just next to it. That's called Z. So what's the relationship between Z and alpha? There's a very nice closed relation. Alpha and Z, they add up to 180. Why? Two angles lie on a straight line and they are adjacent. So, they are called in English supplementary. So if you see any two angles, they lie on a straight line, they add up to 180. These are supposed to be basics of geometry. So I know what is alpha. I want to find Z. So if I'm looking for Z, 180 minus 59, and it's 120, 119 probably, or 121. I don't want to mistake in that because I can use a calculator. Some people can say, but sir, you have 37, you can find this 143, you can find this. Yes, you're right. It's up to you. Actually, there's another way, and there are many other ways. So please do the answer the way you wish. So, the angle Z, it's 121 degrees. All right? So hopefully that we just found both of these. So two examples, simple, straightforward. I can give you a story. You can solve it alone. We've always been telling for little kids, but actually I can tell you the story in a very advanced way, or I can tell you this example in a very little, like grade 5, grade 9, grade 10 question. If you like to hear it, I'll give it to you. You can solve it on your own. You can ask what is the answer. Once upon a time, there's a jail inside, here. And this jail, there's a little pond here, and then that's the desert. This is like a big tower. And there's this guy here, it's called, what is his name? Mr. Bond, and he's holding his gun. So he's like protecting the jail. حارس قاعد فوق. عندنا هني, this is a wall. عالي وايد. It has a height of whatever. There is a prisoner here. He digged under here, he swam a little bit, then he started running. At this point, I can call it P. What is happening? There's guys looking at him. He said, yo, stop or I shoot. He didn't listen to him. He kept running. In 20 meters distance, at the point Q, from here to here, he also told him, you want to stop or I shoot you? Yes. He didn't listen. So he hit him and he is bye-bye. Gun to, ha ha. Now, so what's the question? Guess what is it? I want, how is the height of this guy from the floor? I want this height. From his eye only. I don't care about his height. So this is the height of the building, including him. Some people put it here, wherever. He could be sniper, sleeping on the floor, waiting if anybody is leaving. So that stupid prisoner, he didn't know about this guy. So let's put the story in a nicer way. Once upon a time, there's a lifeguard over there, is looking at that prisoner at point P with an angle of depression. When you look horizontally down, you look at that thing with the angle of depression. The angle of depression, let's say it was 50 degrees. He shoot at him. This is called the eyesight. Me looking at him, that's called an eyesight. At that point, I couldn't get him. Later on, when he went there, he fixed his angle of depression. Let's say, I don't know, let's give it a name, a size, 40 degrees. So these information are known. And by the way, if this is 40, this angle is 40. The question is, why? Some people say, oh, I did it in grade 5. This is called Z. Look. In English, it's called alternate angles. And that angle also, with the 50, look, it's 50. I have 3 pieces of information. So what is the first piece? I know the distance between the first stop and the second stop. What is the second piece of information? I knew the angles of elevation. Some people said you made a mistake. No. I was here, I'm the person, I'm looking at him. Then I ran. I was looking at him at an angle of elevation of 50. Then I ran. And when I'm running, I look at him and then he shoot me. I was looking at him with an angle of elevation. Angle of elevation means when you look up. But if you call it angle of depression, then when you look down at him from the horizontal, that's called angle of depression. The question now, if the distance between the two positions is 20 or 30 or whatever, find the height. I'm not going to solve that for you. Enjoy it. Will it come in the quiz? Never know. But that's a traditional question. We took it from the lecture notes because it's been there for like 2 years. And the lecture notes have been changed completely this year. So every semester, we renew the lecture notes. We have a team of teachers that every day they change things. It's good. Make it fresh. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you have a nice day. And your job is to solve a question. You can ask your teacher. Just find out what exactly. You have to draw triangles. Don't try to go right away here. No. Draw free body diagrams. What? I have a triangle like that. I could have a triangle like that. I could have a triangle like that. I don't know. But remember, these are right angles. I don't know what you have here. I don't know the angles. I'm not going to solve it for you. This is non-right angle triangle. It's called an obtuse angle triangle. That's chapter 6. If you went to chapter 6, you probably can now use chapter 6 or chapter 5 in solving any of those. Your assignment will be in chapter 5 and 6, by the way. And your assignment is how much this time? So, think about it. Quarter of the whole course is understanding this topic. Actually, this is called Math 1 course, starting course in any engineering course. If you don't know these basics, I advise you don't go for engineering. That's my personal advice. You take it or you throw it away. It's up to you. So guys, that's a nice example. I'll leave it there. It's in your video. Solve it. And I'm looking for the height. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to solve it and find the answer. And then if anybody like to contact me on Teams or on the, I'm not going to put the model answer on the LMS, my Moodle, no. Go to the college email. Yes, you can send me an email. Say, I want to know the answer, but tell me your answer first. Secondly, don't tell me my name is Wael Abdullah, because I can see your ID number. I want you to tell me what section are you? Like, is it P1P1 or P1C3? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. Inshallah, there will be another third video in a moment.